Right here.
Good morning and welcome to the Weiner Wellness Virtual Summit. It is Wednesday. We are on day 4 of this amazing event, education, health savings, so much good stuff going on. And with me, as always, is Jamie Dorley, CEO of Nutritional Frontiers and the Weiner Wellness Center. And Joe Messino, the godfather of nutrition, is in the house as well. And I'm Tracy Straub. I'll be your host all week long. I'm the Vice President of Education and Marketing for Nutritional Frontiers. And gosh darn it, I'm just excited to be here. Good morning, guys.
Well, good morning, Dr. Tracy. Good morning, Joe. And good morning, Philly Phil on the board. Thanks so much for having me back. I'm really excited today. And I just want to thank Tracy for incredible presentation yesterday and for running all these awesome workshops. I've been learning every day. And I think without a doubt, the SPMs was one of my favorites.
Absolutely. There was a lot of attention. Everybody sitting downstairs was tuning in. So we had people watching in the chairs down there all day long. So
I know it's a good presentation when people call and say, I was in yesterday. What was that
thing I saw?
I was in yesterday, but I need the 2 bottles of that thing Tracy was talking about.
Yeah.
And another gentleman came over and says, what was that she's talking about? Give me 2 of those. So you can tell immediately the impact. And I like how you position the formulation and all the great science behind it. So we're really excited about that. But
I had a lot of people asking for SPMs.
SPM?
Yeah.
We got
that too.
SP,
Yeah, we got that too.
We got them all. So
SMPs, 1, 2, 3s. I have to say though, Jamie, I was surprised the amount of research that's on those recently. There's not a lot. Like if you go back 5 years, there's really nothing. But recent research, especially pertaining to COVID, there's a lot of stuff out there. So these are the SPMs are wonderful, and I have started taking them. They don't cause any issues. Like they're just wonderful, anti-inflammatory properties. I put a lady that just had wrist surgery on them yesterday. This was a cool testimony because she was sitting in my office and she has this brace on her arm. And I said, what'd you do since the last time I saw her? And she's like, well, I had this surgery and they had to take a bone out and then they had to fuse it. It was like this whole thing. I said, hang on a second. She's like, well, you can't even touch it. Like the nerve damage was so bad. So I went down and I got the full spectrum transdermal cream. That was mine. And I just put 1 pump on and I said, rub that in and just sit there. So this was like at the beginning. About 15 minutes in, and I asked her, what's your pain level? And she said, it's usually a 10. And I was like, man, that must be awful. Just to have surgery to have something fixed and now you have a 10 pain level. Within 15 minutes, she's like, I can't believe it. She's like, I can touch this. She's like, what was that stuff? So, I recommended that she get it. And then I gave her the SPMs and I put her on that along with the hemp boost, which I think is going to be a game changer for her as well. And those 2 in combination, because she also had COVID. So she had the loss of taste and smell. So she had multiple things going on. But just the hemp boost and the SPMs with the cream was enough to kind of touch on all of those issues. So I'll be excited to see what happens with her. And I told her to report back to me in about 2 weeks and let me know how she's doing. But that cream is amazing too. We don't talk about it enough.
I know there's so many great things. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. And I says, look, if you're working with a compounding pharmacist, they know what Lipoderm is, but most people do not. So Lipoderm is actually a patented research trademark delivery system. Why? Because we're trying to get it through the 7 layers of skin into the blood and into the tissue, right? And with that, you need a delivery system, right? We got to actually drive that CBD cream deep inside the tissue to get that cooling effect within 5 minutes. And the Lipoderm does it.
Yeah, and most other, the rest of them are just topicals.
Not most, all.
They're
others.
all topicals. Yeah, this is the only transdermal. Big difference.
Yeah, so it has that Lipoderm that can drive that inside the cell in 5 minutes or less and cool down the inflammation.
Right.
So it is miraculous, the types of results people get quick and fast. Just by applying that cream right to the surfaces. But make sure, most importantly, you rub it in deep for about 3 minutes.
Right.
And oftentimes you can reach the area yourself. If not, you may have to call on a roommate or a partner or a friend to help you out, of course. But
and at that time, you up it to 15 minutes. You're just like, listen, you need to rub my shoulders for 15 minutes for this to get in there.
15 minutes, put it in real good. So, yeah, the CBD cream at Nutritional Frontiers is second to none. We've had incredible results with that for a variety of different types of things. And I love when people just put it on their hands without having any issues. and then they feel like their hands have been oiled like the Tin Man, right? Just loosens up all that low-grade inflammation that they have, probably building for years. So works great. I use it on my kids, on my family, on myself. Great formulation.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love how you stack it and create these bundles, Tracy. Talk about the importance of the synergy of the different nutrients, because that's something that's lacking when people are just going on Amazon or Google and buying a product. You know, when you combine the right ingredients and the right formulations, you get that comprehensive synergistic effect.
Yeah, it's really important. And you're right. They do go on Dr. Google or Dr. Amazon and they buy the magic pill or the magic product, and then that doesn't work and they're buying something else. But it is the synergy of how we formulate. And, you know, one product like Hemp Boost can cover sleep, inflammation, pain, brain, mood. So you have all these facets. So that one product, what I try to do with my clients is I look at them, I'm like, all right, I don't want these huge protocols because they're not going to be compliant with it. So I had to listen to her concerns where she was talking about loss of taste and smell. She was talking that she was a bit moody after COVID, which we know that happens with people because, as Dr. Judy had mentioned, those G protein coupled receptors of the brain are heavily affected. So, and Dr. Judy Mikovits positions CBD as one of the things that helps with that. So I thought, okay, Hemp Boost covers that because that is a patented trademarked ingredient that helps drive that CBD in. She also had an inflammatory issue with her wrist. She has inflammation overall. And then, you know, finally she had this pain, which I had to address because that's what she was here for. She's like, I cannot get this nerve pain to stop. So I had 3 different things going on and I'm like, what products can I use, you know, in synergy? So I thought, well, Hemp Boost will help. She can take it at night. It'll help her sleep. You know, the SPMs will absolutely help with the inflammation. And the cream was like, I don't want to say the quick fix, but it was the thing that brought the proof, right? Because she could do it right there. And when you combine all those things, each one is a little bit more powerful one way, but when you bring them together, you get the full protocol. And, you know, I do that with a lot of the products with Nutritional Frontiers. You know, I have a base protocol I use for thyroid. I have a base protocol I use for men with prostate issues. I have a base protocol for GI. And, you know, actually, Jamie, at NF, we created the wellness solutions for that reason, because it's not one thing. It's filling the nutrition gaps of all the pathways, and at the same time pulling toxins like we did with the Power Cleanse and the Lean Greens, right? Because that was like the perfect combo. That was that Remove Complete kit, worked on both pathways, detox and nutrient density. So really important, guys. It's not one pill. It's a process and it's a protocol, and it's strategically placing those at the right time. That's why it's important to come see somebody, right, Jamie, at Weiner?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's where we look at, I'm going to be talking at 9 o'clock today about Real People, Real Results show.
Testimonials. Love it. Real
People, Real Results. And I got a new one in there, someone you know very close. You know, time to drop the guard and share some of my story a little bit. So I'm not done, of course, but you know, the whole idea that NF for Life is that you're addressing all the components, you know, and I'll just give a little sneak preview, right? Trailer. You know, part of that is the emotional wellness, right? Why are people suffering? The sleep component. These all work in synergy together. And of course, you need the diet and the water, but also the nutritional support. So I'm going to talk about 6 different case studies looking at using our program.
Are you going to have any of these people on, or just talk about their?
Well,
cases?
I'll be on.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Thought maybe you bring a couple guests on.
Yeah. I think we wore out the guests on Saturday when we were bringing them in here left and
right.
It
was like a parade. I was like, guys, we have all week.
Hey, Mickey Mouse is next. We got Donald Duck. Who else is next? So I was like, what? One more.
Just one more.
Yeah. Good thing the landscaper wasn't here that day. So, you know, we want to talk about Real People, Real Results. So I'm going to go on that at 9 o'clock just to share some really good success stories, because sometimes I think it's hard for people to visualize it being in great shape, right? Yeah. If it's weight, maybe it's skin, maybe it's energy, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's hormones, whatever it may be. They've accepted where they are, and it's hard to visualize coming out of that and seeing what you can do. And for me, that was a key part. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was just sitting there one morning meditating, and I had a visualization of what I would look like and feel like when I got to my goal, right? And you know, it was the clothes and the look and the weight and the energy and the skin. And, you know, you got to visualize it before you can get there. And
Oh, so true. Yes.
You can't visualize yourself. You have to visualize somebody else. And as Tracy said, you need a healthcare professional to help you on your way. Someone who's going to evaluate you and customize the program. And now we have our best lineup ever here at the Weiner Wellness Center. You know, you have Dr. Phil and Dr. Orbach doing physical medicine, Dr. Ashley Razi doing weight loss and zytotechnology. You have Jeff Nisnik doing the applied kinesiology, Adam with the muscle therapy. So there's so many ways to get healthy here now. The best thing to do is set an appointment. I think Dr. Phil was talking about yesterday. This is not a center where we schedule you 3 times a week for a year.
Yeah, how about our Dr. Phil yesterday? That was a great debut he had. He was doing really good. I was watching him. He was energetic, and he covered a lot of material, a lot of ground. I think that was great for a first-time presentation.
Oh, absolutely.
He did great.
Yeah.
And I just, man, what a personality. Like, he's just so easy and inviting. And the things that he said, you know, you could understand what he was talking about. You could make it relatable to your life for anybody. So all populations of people. So I'm really excited because I said I'm gonna bring John down to him because, you know, my son, he's been suffering with a little leg injury and he's a growing boy. And I think, you know, the therapies that he offers would be very beneficial to him. And then just laughing at the weekend warrior moms, you know, it's like, that's totally me. Like, go out and play wiffle ball for 7 hours and think I'm 20 years old and then I can't walk for 3 days. So, you know, that kind of thing. And he just made it very relatable. I love all of his explanations of the technology he's using and the modalities. So he just seems like a great guy. And we're very fortunate to have him at the Weiner Center.
So let's talk about our next speaker at 10 o'clock today, Megan Purdy from Allergy Research. What's she going to be talking about?
She's going to be talking about some of the newer products that we just brought in from Allergy Research. So I don't want to steal her thunder, but we've had a few of their products over the years. But now we're starting to look at some more. We got in touch. The reps, they're going to be coming in the next couple of weeks and visiting us from Allergy Research. We don't get too many visits.
So what's one of the top products? What's a good reason somebody will tune in?
You know, they've got some nice men's and women's hormonal products that they're going to detail in this particular talk. They also have an astaxanthin, a standalone astaxanthin that isn't a soft gel, but it's actually a 6 milligram astaxanthin. And the price point on it is really good. Better than any other product that we've seen as a standalone. So, you know, they do well with types of products that relate to the immune system, that relate to hormones. And we'll see. They're going to detail a couple of their new ones. So looking forward to it.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a very smart
Monica's been taking the women's hormone products, so we should get a little testimonial from her and see.
Does it seem better?
She seems in a better mood. I don't know. I think so.
Today may be the day to double the dose. Joe.
Yeah, maybe.
Great. And then we have Dr. Kathleen Geringer. She's coming in to talk all about Hormones Simplified. I think this is going to be a great topic. I think people are just overwhelmed with all the hormone information, hormone testing. What does this mean? So she's just going to break it down for us. And she is a rock star. I got to meet her at the Tampa event when we did the VIP. Just super knowledgeable, and you know, it's just a real advocate for women's health. So I'm excited to see her. And I know, Jamie, you know her a little bit better than I do. So if you have anything you want to inform us about, because she's a great person.
Yeah, and she has a unique ability to combine the lifestyle therapies with the nutritional support and really work on emotional wellness. You know, I went to her clinic quite a few times. She has a beautiful kitchen set up. You know, she's got a nice area for meditation, relaxation, and she does a lot of hands-on nutritional work. So she gets fantastic results, especially with hormones and especially with women in a 30 to 60 age range.
She has, it's like, but they're just like you said, her clinic doesn't look like a clinic.
No,
you know, that's the difference right there. I mean, they approach it as a lifestyle, not as a
you know, that's a great point. So when you walk into what I call a cold allopathic medical clinic,
right.
We know the ones, right? You walk in, there's a wall with a glass window.
Yeah.
And there's a sign-in sheet, right? And then the girl may open the window and asks for you. She asks for two things: do you have an appointment?
And
And give me an insurance card. Right. And it slams the window shut. There's a bunch of unhealthy people sitting there with all types of education about medication.
Right.
Right.
That's all there is.
That look is antiquated. Right. They're not going to address lifestyle therapies. That's a high volume medical practice. They're not going to talk about diet or nutrition or anything. They probably don't even really focus on it with their own team.
Mm-hmm.
And our clients are doing the exact opposite. You know, you walk in, it's very inviting, it's warm, it's personable. You want to have a nice experience. And that's what they do, because that's part of the healing process,
right.
is the emotional wellness, which is often neglected in our country.
Absolutely. And we've seen that in lots of clinics. Dr. Kathleen's, we've seen it at Dr. Brasilia, we've seen it at Dr. Tringali's. I mean,
we're doing it at the World of Wellness, you know.
We're following their lead. That's right. That's what we want. So that'll be good.
Absolutely. Well, it's a good lineup. Too, so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then at noon, we're going to be back again, guys, for the roundtable discussion. And we're just going to talk about diabesity, a little bit about what's happening with the pandemic of obesity and chronic disease, especially diabetes, that we're seeing not only in our population in general, but in our kids. So, Joe, do you want to address this a little bit?
You know, Jeff had coined a phrase too, not too long ago, obesogens. And I think that's something that, you know, when you think about it, instead of a carcinogen, an obesogen, these are these factors that are out there in our diet and lifestyle that people don't even realize are affecting their weight gain, their insulin resistance, their ability to produce energy. I mean, all of these things. And it all comes down. Diabesity, that term, I remember years ago when someone first coined it, and I don't remember who it was, but it's like when you take the metabolic syndrome, Jay, remember Syndrome X? Mm-hmm. You know, you had the 4 points of the X, you had, you know, insulin resistance, you had hypercholesterolemia, hypertension, and obesity. Those are the 4 points. This point brings it all together.
Mm-hmm. And we actually have a professional training event coming up in July next week. Right, Jamie? So we're going to be right here in Pittsburgh with Paulina Petrusevich and Dr. Richard Silva. And they're going to be doing a 4-hour presentation, really breaking this down. And we'll share this later, guys. But we're just going to skim the surface on, you know, what is this? What is this new term that we're hearing? How does it come about? And then at that professional training event that you can participate in if you want to. And we'll add the link here to the stream so that you can click for live stream. I think we may be full for live attendance. So
we can always squeeze one more in.
But if you're interested, you can click that link and you can sign up. I mean, guys, education is what we're doing here. Knowledge is power. It can help you. It can help somebody else. It can help you be a better practitioner. And Paulina and Dr. Silver, man, for them to come all the way from Tampa, all the way from Florida in here to teach us, I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's a great event. It is Thursday, July 29th, right here in Canonsburg, PA, right south of Nutritional Frontiers. 2 incredible speakers. So if you are a healthcare professional, if you are a staff at a healthcare professional's office, you can join with us. All you need to do is go to nutritionalfrontiers.com, click on the events page, and fantastic event. So we like to have a nice experience at these events. So it's all about education, but also about the experience you have and the camaraderie of all the different types of people that attend these events. I think that's the most value.
It is. You hear testimonials firsthand. You share stories. People learn from each other. We learn from our speakers, but we also learn from each other. So that kind of an event, you get everybody there live. You can't beat it. And we give them a nice, free, healthy lunch as well. And it's just a great way to, as you said, Jamie, break bread and share information. And that's the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an all-day event, but we keep it moving at a good pace.
Yeah.
So it's not overwhelming for people. So if you're a beginner or an expert, you'll learn something when you come. We have a nice opportunity when you get there to talk to the staff of Nutritional Frontiers. You know, you get to try some of the new samples that we have.
Always there.
Pick up some free literature. You know, then we do the opening ceremonies at 9:30 with me kicking it off. And then we have 10 o'clock, Dr. Silver to 12. We'll break bread together, nice, free, healthy lunch. It's nice when people get to relax and eat together. And then we start right back up at 1 o'clock to 3 with Paulina, showing you what to do with her program and how to implement this every day in your life. Because I think a lot of people know these concepts. The challenge is implementing when, the seas start getting rough, so to say, when life hits you right in the face, right? You're not feeling good. You got to drive the kids here. You got to work. You got baseball. You got all these different things going on. You got to care for loved ones. It's challenging. So we want to show you how to do this in your business, for your family, your staff, and also for you.
Absolutely.
I think it was great to put Paulina on the second half, because this is like energy personified, so the afternoon session, she'll be firing everybody up.
She's ready, of course.
Well, she brings that, application of how to do this. So she gives you the nutrient timing, the nutrient manipulation, the lifestyle, the exercise program. And then if you're a healthcare professional, she shows you how to do it in your own clinic. So, it's a great program that she has. She's come up with this structured program, and she's opened 5 clinics using it with great success. And so she is the application of the NF for Life program, and we really appreciate her.
She helps us get across that sell-through component, because a lot of the practitioners can learn, can understand, but implementing and selling it through to their base, that's where they stumble. So she'll definitely give them the roadmap for that.
Yeah, and she helps the patients and the consumer overcome some of the challenges of implementing this in your life, right? It's simple but not easy. She struggled, actually. She shows some really cool pictures when she was younger and struggling with the American lifestyle and the American diet. And she shows she overcame that and how she continues to overcome that, even though she's probably one of the busiest people I know with all her businesses and taking care of herself. But she makes it a priority, and that's what people need to do.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, we have a great lineup today. I'm excited. Jamie's coming up first at 9 o'clock. So make sure everybody stays tuned for that. And Joe, any closing remarks on how to order and how to get their products and what's going on at the clinic today?
Yeah, nothing's changed. Come on down, do your shopping, get a free meal. The food truck from Horizon will be here 11 to 2. Come on down, get your ticket, and get outside and get a free meal. The tent's all set up, but of course you can still call 412-922-9355. Place your order, $75 will get you free shipping all day long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want people to come in because
Sure
that way
we
we can answer any questions.
Right.
You can meet some of the new staff. You can check out some of the new technologies that we have available. There's a lot of free literature. And if you come in, rumor has it there's possibly a free Louis Vuitton NF sample bag. So don't forget to get your sample bag if you come into the clinic.
Wow, I know there's a sample bag. I think the LV might stand for something else.
I don't know. It looks like Louis Vuitton to me, but
right.
Got a lot of free samples in there. So come on down, folks. We'll be here all day till 7 p.m.
It's worth more than a Louis Vuitton, Jamie. It's worth more. So
Sure is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this morning. Stay tuned. Jamie Dorley is coming up next at 9 a.m. So get your notepad ready because you're going to want to take some notes on this. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
I'll be back in 2 and 2.
All right. Thanks,
we'll
guys.
See you then. God bless.
All right, guys. Stay tuned for our next lecture.